Well, good day, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of all ages. Today I've laid about 1,000 square feet of this Allure flooring from Home Depot. And here's I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way. First off, let's go over what tools you're going to need. First off, we just set a good pads. These are Timicos from Walmart, $4. Most comfortable knee pads I've wore. I've got a pair of $30 AWPs in the other room that just tear my knees up. These things, and I'm a big old boy, so these things you need, $4, Walmart. Next thing you're going to need is jam saw to cut underneath your door jambs and your trim. If you see my other video, and I don't know if I've posted it yet or I'll post it later after. Anyway, I bought this, $15, for the same price as that oscillating tool from Harbor Freight, $15 on sale. The little blade there on the end, the wide one, was $8. Do yourself a favor, forget about getting one of these, get you one of these. You'll thank me later, especially if you got a lot of door jambs and trim to cut under. Need a little scraper in case you get a little something on the floor. I had to put some leveler out. Well, this is patch. This ain't leveler. This is not that gray stuff. But there's some bumps and stuff, and you'll use a scraper for all kinds of hammer. You really need one of those rubber-faced or plastic-faced dead blow hammers. Get something that's got some weight on it. Pencil goes behind my ear. Utility cutters. Forget these little cheap ass flimsy blade things. They'll break on you, they'll bend on you. Get you a real utility knife with heavy duty blades. You'll thank me. And I change blades about every 10 boxes. Even though I don't think they're that dull, I'll switch them thinking, wow, what a difference. So, speed square for making square cuts. Also, they come in handy for tightening up the seams. Pair of pliers, either needle nose or regular, because when you're cutting this stuff, and you might have to cut off a real thin piece here to make something fit, trying to break it with your hand is pretty tough. Also, brake tool or little pry bar. I use a brake tool. I'm fixing to show you why. Also, I forgot, way over there is the angle tool. Find your angles on all these things. You need one. Don't eyeball it, don't guess. It'll save you time. So anyway, tip number one, when you come to the end, okay, we got the seam. Oh, getting a cramp on my leg now. We got a seam right here, if you can see that. Boom. See how tight that got? Just this, you'll be amazed. Use this. Now, when I do that, this is a pressure sensitive glue. So, also, you need to get it to hold. And you do that, like I said, one of the big rubber mallets would be better, dead blow hammers. And let me show you a little trick of how to cut this real quick. Come to the end. Now, oh yeah, you need two other things you need is a hand roller and trusty tape measure. Now, come to the end. You can measure this. Let me see, get it out of here. You can measure this. And then look at it and go measure another piece and cut it, all that. And it works okay, but it's going to take you a lot longer. Let me show you how to cut it quickly. And since I'm filming with one hand, it's not going to be as quick as if I'm doing it myself. But take your next piece, or take a full piece, or a piece that has the end that will go right here. It will overlap. I'll show you right there. Just turn it backwards, get it where you want it. Now you leave a little space at the end, In nice square rooms, I use spacers to begin with. But anyway, so you're gonna glue strip to glue strip is the best way I found. And then you're gonna take your trusty pencil and you're gonna mark right here. Make your mark. Flip it back around. And this is the best way. Just sorry for the super duper close up for it. Now, here's your mark. Take your, okay, take your speed square, put it on the mark. And then take, now I would be normally holding that with my hand, but since my other hand has a camera in it, and this stuff, you just score it lightly. You don't need to really, I mean, you see how lightly I'm doing it. And you see the square move, but we don't care because we really don't need that to be square. And boom. Now, here's another tip when you're putting this, laying this. Just don't throw it down flat, because I like this stuff because you can get super tight seams on it. And they will disappear if, now, what I've done, and again, it's easier to do with two hands, is I'm rolling this in to the next seam. I'm not laying it flat. And you roll it into the seam and it gets tight. Can't even see that seam. Man, I love this stuff. Now, it does say the world's easiest flooring or something like that. Do I think it's as easy as peel and stick vinyl? No. Here's we're starting here. But here's the other thing. Save your cut off pieces, because this is what you'll start the other end with. I think they said 8 or 10 inch laps between seams. Sometimes I have 6. You know, I'm not real worried about it. You can see there's a seam there and seam there. This will be under the stove, so I'm not real worried about it. We'll have it's short, such a short section across there. I'm not that worried about it. Here's another thing. Custom speed square. Let's say you put your, see, there's a little seam there. I don't know if y'all can pick that up or not. To tighten that seam up, you're going to take your speed square and put it against this edge, right, the edge of, not here. This glue strip is very brittle and it will break on you in a heartbeat. Put it there, push, boom, seam gone. Get your hammer and just hammer along that seam to set that glue. If you put it down, you got a pretty good seam. Sometimes you'll push and you'll hammer and then it'll pull back because it's already kind of starting to set in its original spot. That's why you want to roll that in to the next seam and get a tight seam. Now, as you're rolling this stuff in, do not push again on this glue strip or you'll break it. Kind of get here and then work it in. Takes a little while to get used to. Another tip, wear gloves. This stuff is super sticky, and if you do 1,000 square feet, your hands are